What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady Mystery, and as you can see, we have unlocked Seon's path. I have finally settled the hell down, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do videos on the other routes later. But for this first playthrough, words are hard, and also, like, she was always my first choice, so I feel like, why not? So let's romance our girl. Finally! Oh my god, the slow burn has been killing me. We haven't had any work for days in Jonghuso. We were just making a living by casually stalking someone and spying on other people's houses. Yeah, that's about right. Yesterday, we informed some Yongbon about the new owners of the stores, and today we made a list of guests for some rich house in Western Village. By sunset, I, Juhi, and Woo-sung were walking home eating taeok together, which is a term. Taeok? Or taeok? I don't know if you pronounced it both T's. Korean traditional food made mainly with rice. People eat this as either a dessert or main meal. It's made with steamed, pounded, or baked rice powder. Sometimes bean powder, red bean powder, or syrup is applied to it. It requires more rice to make taeok than steamed rice, so it is luxury food. People shared taeok with neighbors and family as a means of celebration on holidays, festivals, or a movie day. I think I've heard of this. Hold on. It's Korean rice cakes. Yeah, I've seen this stuff before. Okay. Yeah, I knew that sounded familiar. The afternoon breeze was warm and moist, and the trees were thick with leaves. Then Woo-sung raised his hand and pointed at some loud, empty lot. Brother, aren't they from Ubocheon? What? When I looked up, there were lots of familiar faces, including Damo Seon and Inspector Wong-sam. Oh, hi! Those policemen were beating nobbies with shabby clothes with six-sided clubs. What? I guess they were cracking down illegal nobby transactions that happen without proper procedure. They're doing this every year now. Why does this music sound like epilogue stuff? There's gotta be like more plot other than, oh, you've chosen a girl now, right? It is in Chosun law that you can't sell any nobby without permission from the government. It was just a nominal law that no one takes seriously, but the police used to crack down whenever something happens during a power struggle among those higher-ups. They don't even do it in the other region, but only in Hanyang. Woo-sung seemed tired and wanted to go back home, but I couldn't move my feet. Just wait, let me watch a little more. Why? What's there to watch? Do you like watching people beaten up? No, it's just interesting. Wait, what? What am I on about? You find anything interesting? Whatever Juhi said, I just watched policemen blankly, holding my taeok. I was actually interested in Seon's behavior rather than the policeman. Oh. Yeah, okay, that checks out. Seon was very disciplined even when pulling out the rope. I feel like that's what it might look like if you eliminate all the unnecessary behaviors from what we usually do. Juhi looked at me and looked at Seon as well, and then got surprised and started clapping. What the fuck? Oh, Dama was here too. Dama J is pretty today as always. Hey, back off, lady. Juhi is so brazen now, not caring about Woo-sung's reaction at all, who was shocked by what she said. Seon is not like regular Damo. She's so pretty, right? I mean, yes, but back off. Even Jisengs are not that pretty. How do you know what Jisengs look like when you only lived in Northern Village? Juhi just smiled with a weird face. Any face she makes is a weird face. Seon started taking off the rope from the female Nobi's body and started tying it again, but loosely. Then tied all the rope that other policemen tied, then tied again loosely so it wouldn't hurt them too much. Aww. Juhi was looking at them and quietly groaned. Half of those Nobis are actually bastards. Yongbon's knocked their female Nobi up and have a baby. There are a few in Northern Village as well. I don't understand. Even though they're lowly plebeians, how can you sell your daughter like other Nobis? Don't you think it's weird? I don't think it goes with noble spirit, I guess. Juhi seemed a little gloomy. No matter who their father is, if their mother is a servant, then the child is a servant. You can't help it. I mean, I don't know about bastards from wealthy families, though. It's not about the house, it's more about the personality of the father. If your father is a nice person, you can live a life like any other girl. But if your father is mean, even though you're from Northern Village, you can be sold like that. Ooh, I hope you're not speaking from experience. I was close with some bastard girl from next door. She had a different life ahead of her from me. Oh, okay. So, someone else told you about it. Okay, I mean, sucks for her, but, like, I'm glad you didn't go through that. A bastard girl from next door? Juhi didn't answer anymore even though I asked. Of course not. The crackdown continued. We stayed there longer, it would have interrupted them. We followed Woo-sung, who started walking ahead of us and went back home. Okay, we are going home, I guess. New episode? This looks like a title card. Yep, episode 8, Sympathy for Seon. Why would I need sympathy? Okay. Am I about to find some deep, dark backstory about her? I think so. It was the next day that things happened. I was sitting alone in Jonghuso. I heard someone running outside, and then suddenly someone rushed into Jonghuso without knocking. Oh, hello. I was organizing the ledger when I got surprised and looked up. I met eyes with Upo Cheong Inspector Park Wong-sung. He was panting so hard that I could see his chest moving. And then Damo Seon stuck her head from the back and bowed quietly. Why are you here alone? Where is everybody? Park Wong-sung rushed in and looked around Jonghuso with sweat on his forehead. I closed a couple ledgers gently and gave him a warm smile. They all went to the market. Woo-sung made Makwa cry the other day, so he made a promise that he would buy new shoes for her. So they went to the market today. Juhi was excited to go along too, and so was Makwa. My voice was a little shaky, but I managed to give him a calm smile in a way. But Wong-sung didn't stop there and kept asking questions. Still, you were here all alone? Yeah? I mean, why are you here alone? Why? What do you mean, why? Because I had to do bookkeeping with those idiots who can't do math at all. I ended up crumpling the ledger and yelled. Juhi said she can do it. She said she has read some math books and she's interested in real bookkeeping. She's persistent, so I let her do it for 2 weeks. But when I looked at it today, she calculated all wrong and then she erased all the other calculations I've done before for her practice. Isn't this insane? Ugh. So now I'm correcting a month's worth of bookkeeping alone purely depending on my memory. A month's worth. I mean, if she's not so sure, she should have asked me first. What kind of person is that? How did she grow up? What kind of education she got growing up to end up being like this scamp? This sounds too specific for me to be like lying for some reason right now. What is going on? Yeah, that's about right. You know the best what kind of education she got growing up. She's your sister. Yeah. I keep believing that. Wong-sung's eyes got bigger. She is. I stopped waving my hands and put them down and cleared my throat solemnly. When I took a glance at Seon, she was just blinking her eyes with a quiet, surprised face. Then she went back to her normal indifferent face, so I looked away. Anyway, what brought you here today? When I supported my chin with my hands and handed my fan to Wong-sung, he nodded really big, flapping the fan frivolously. Fuck. Something happened while we were cracking down the illegal Nobi transaction. We have a word that I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce. A government office in charge of Nobi. They were in charge of documents about the ownership of Nobis and related lawsuits. Okay, cool. I mean, that had been handling Nobi issues for hundreds of years, and it's only been a few years since that became the job for the Pocheong. The amount of records is a whole different level. Both Pocheongs are not really good at cracking down on Nobis yet. He's beating around the bush again. Why? Something wrong with the Nobis you caught? I mean, we got all the Nobis that were sold without permission to Nobi sellers as well, but some Nobis ran away. Gosh, they ran away. Oh. I think I know who had something to do with that. Then Wong-sung smacked my fan on the table, making a thumping noise. You have to do that. Seon Chu at the tip of my fan bounced up really high and then fell down. Hey, be careful with that. Seon gave me this. When I got surprised and looked up, Seon was looking at the fan as well, not even noticing that I was looking at her. I wouldn't come here if it's just about some Nobis running away. Only those bastard girls were missing among those Nobis. Not even adults, only little girls. You were kidding? You were trapping children? That's so odd. They were like 10 years old, tops. Why are you tying up children? Where would they go and how did they run out of Hanyang? Why are you tying up children? Only little bastard girls? Every single one? Then Seon reached her hand quietly to Wong-sung. She quietly grabbed the fan and took it with her. I could see her lips were flinching when she touched the Seon shoe with the tip of her fingers. And Wong-sung got flustered and looked back and forth at Seon and me. Hey, Seon, you can't just take his fan without permission. It's fine. She must feel hot here. You're not using it now anyway. It's fine. You can use it. Thank you. Seon didn't seem to be hot at all. She started fanning herself very slowly with the exact rate like the water dropping from a water clock. What? Hwang-sun was sitting blankly and then continued. Anyway, since all the bastard girls went missing, we're in big trouble now. It's so odd that I can't understand, and I don't even know how to chase them. So I just came here. How many bastard girls were there in total? I think there were about 7 or 8 girls. If there's just 1 or 2 nobis, then they might just run away together. Even 3 or 4 nobis can run away together if they're lucky. But if 7 nobis with specific conditions disappeared altogether, then someone must have had the intention to do that, and I think I'm looking right at her. By intention, you mean some adults must have planned and helped them. Is there any adult nobi missing? No. All the other nobis are still there. And someone from the outside must have helped them. Someone who can go in and out of Pocheong freely, or at least someone who helps the police. That someone took those girls away. So, sir, who do you think took the girl away from the Pocheong? Someone who's been to Pocheong at least a couple of times. It can be anyone from a policeman or a secretary who works for the police, to nobody who runs errands, or even some people who just visit for personal matters. Like me. While talking, I started feeling weird, so I stopped. Come to think of it, Hwang-sun is not surprised at all by what I'm saying. Wait. Did you really come here to ask me for help? Be honest. You're up to something, aren't you? What? Up to something? Yeah, you are. What are you talking about? Huh? When I just stared at him, his face changed a lot. He took a glance at me, gave a sigh, scratched the table, and looked at Seon for help, smiled, frowned. And then finally he gave a sigh again and shook his head. Actually, Superintendent Zhang told me to come here and sound you out. He said he doesn't know who took those nobis away, but they can't be doing this on their own. So they must have gone somewhere for help, and he thinks they're most likely to go to Zhonghuso. Hwang-sun mumbled at the end and looked at me. My eyebrows went up and down. So you came here because you're suspecting me. How disgraceful. Whoa, whoa. Sir, geez, who's suspecting you? Just here to ask if you know anything about it. Has anyone come to you for help? No? I got annoyed and just stared at Hwang-sun's face. Then I opened my tattered ledger again. Looking at those marks Shim-Ju-hee made with ink made me angry again. I was correcting this all day. Okay, so that actually was true. So, what do you think? Do I look like plotting the great escape of almost 10 little girls? Hwang-sun awkwardly scratched his head. I don't think so. I can't trust anyone now. Same with Ju-hee. She didn't even say she would go to the market tomorrow to help me correct the ledger today. Makwa didn't even ask me to come with them. And now you, Park Hwang-sun. I flapped the ledger and put it down on the table. Think about it. How long have I known you? Why would I do anything to harm Ubo Sheong? You took that escaped prisoner a couple away when we almost got them. You took them on the boat and sent them to an island far away from here without asking me. Do you remember how flustered I was? I'm suspecting you for a reason. How long are you going to talk about that? It's been almost 5 years now. I didn't know any boundary back then. Hwang-sun tilted his head and looked at me again. He seemed like he's still doubting me a little. I mean, when I first opened the store, I was kind of extreme, so I used to do anything even though it's something risky. I've done a lot of things that are against Upo Sheong's will. I've done some things out of compassion. I used to take all the blame for helping other people since I was soft-hearted. But now, with 5 years of experience in running the store, I don't do that ever. I'm only doing the work that can benefit me with a strict business mindset. Anyway, I'm upset. I would have told you already if there's anything that can harm Upo Sheong. Jeez, how frustrating. I mean, I live my life on my own anyway. Yeah, on my own. Please don't make me feel so bad by saying that. Okay, you shouldn't have come in here all confrontational then. And I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing big. It's just some little girls, so we're not going to investigate further anyway. They say they're going to transfer this case to the Capital District office. Yeah, you say that, but you're still investigating the little girl that disappeared ages ago, aka me, so... I don't believe you. And I don't think they're gonna investigate it properly anyway. Really. And then, as soon as I uncrossed my arms, looking up and down at Hwang-sun, he asked me again, do you really not know anything about it? Oh, God. Wait. I actually do, because I saw her... I'm not saying shit. Are you serious? Whoa, well, I should get going then. Yeah, get out. If you hear anything about it later, please let me be the first one to know about it. Please. Get out. Seon, you can stay though. Wong-sung got up quickly and laughed as if he was flattering me. Go away. He's just doing it because it's highly likely that they would come and ask for your help later. Please don't keep it in your mind. Seon bowed and the two quickly left as if they'd never come at all. You didn't ask me for help, Seon? Even after they were gone, I was dumbfounded for a while. It's highly likely that they would come and ask for my help? Those little girls? Or the one who helped them get away? It's gonna be the latter, but it won't happen. If that person ever comes to me for help, I'll throw salt on their face 3 times and then tie them and bring them to Pocheon. You most certainly will not. You will not. Okay, rude. Search the box that has all kinds of things to find salt and lay back down on their desk. Okay, for someone who's like so big brain all the fucking time and is clearly smarter than me, the fact that you have not made the connection between Seon and those girls, oh my god. It never happens that I'm smarter than you. Alright. Oh, haven't heard this track in a while. The sun was setting. There was no client at all, and Woo-sung and Joo-hee never even offered me to join them for at least once. After correcting the ledger all alone, I was completely exhausted. I hate everyone. Oh god, that hit too good. I was complaining and closing the store. Someone cleared their throat quietly from the back. Who is it? Oh, hello. When I turned back, Dama was back here and quietly bowed at me. Were you closing the store? Yeah, what is it? Why are you here again? Gosh, I should really go fight that Inspector Park. I told him I don't know. I don't know anything about it. No one came. Oh no. Seon didn't say anything. Then I felt something was off. There was no one behind Seon. Seon came here alone without Park Wong-sung. Seon came to Jong Hoo-so quietly and started speaking with a calm face. There were 6-7 girls locked in Upo Cheong. Well, 7 girls to be exact, and someone helped them escape. Po-shung will catch the suspect who helped them, and the Capital District Office will chase those girls. If we can't catch the suspect, we'll draw the conclusion that the girls planned it themselves, and we'll hand the whole case over to the Capital District Office. This is all the same story they told me earlier. But Seon always summarizes what Wong-sung babbled about, so it's nothing odd. What's odd is that she came back here at night and told me about it again. I put that salt away and asked indifferently. That's what Wong-sung said earlier. So? I'll just get to the point. I want you to help me. I know the suspect. Huh. You know who helped them escape? Yes. Who is it? Then Seon bit her lips for a while. Yeah, I saw that a mile away. It's me. Yep. And there's the logo. Oh my god. That one was a little obvious. Like, the game's been pretty clever about things and stuff with the cases, but that one was so obvious. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. What? I'm telling you that I'm the one who helped those girls escape. Seon told me so calmly with a graceful posture. Her posture was so elegant like a crane, and her voice was so cold and gentle that it made me confused about what she just said. So, to summarize it, Seon, who's so uptight about keeping the law, will even die if Superintendent Zhang says so and believes the West is east if the law says so, was actually the vicious middleman of this great escape, and now she's confessing? I mean, the one who helped the Nobis escape is, what, Damo? From Upo Cheong. Okay, I guess I'm in denial. He's just doing it because it's highly likely that they would come and ask for your help later. I could hear what Seon said before my ears, and I got dumbfounded like I got hit by a hammer on my head. I could grab the salt right away. I couldn't throw it on Seon's face. Good, you fucking asshole. I couldn't yell at her to go away. Oh my... Seon, you? I mean, why? Sir, calm down. You're freaking out too much now. Seon's attitude hasn't changed at all, and she just calmed me down. But all I could think of was, since Seon lost her mind, how long she could hide it from the other people. What the fuck? I couldn't think that Seon I know would be capable of doing something like this. I fumbled the salt inside the bucket again. Put that shit down, Hisu, don't you dare! Heard about some people being... No! stop it. This is too much. I've heard about some people being possessed. What? Do you want an exorcism or do you want to go find medicine for mental disease with me? Isu, this is not how you get women. No, I just had a reason to do this. I'm not crazy. Don't worry. Seon shook her head with a befuddled face. Then she took the salt bucket away from my hand. Good. I guess she didn't want to get salt on her face. You think? Do you? But I was still bewildered. I certainly have some bad luck this year. I mean, Shimju, ran away from her northern village house, came to me and asked me a favor that can get me executed, and Iljim, who deserves to be executed right away, kept coming to me and talking to me. Now the only normal person around me, Seon, went insane. What is wrong with me? Alright, maybe I meant to die somehow. Oh yeah, that's how we rationalize this. I don't know what you're trying to ask, but no. I won't listen. Sir, you're the one who can take care of this kind of thing the best. I heard that you can do anything even if it's somewhat illegal as long as I pay you well. But it's not somewhat illegal, it's completely illegal. That's why I'm asking you even more sincerely. I'll get the money somehow. Seong lowered her head and looked back. She seemed nervous that someone might come and see her. Kept giving a sigh, then locked the door of Jong Hoo-so and came back. I know I should have just sent her away when the door was open. Best way to reject the client is to send them back right away, even without any conversation. That won't leave any hard feelings. So, let me just hear why you did it. What was the reason? But I ended up asking a question. Bastard nobis are a little different from those who were born as nobis. I couldn't just send them home. Gosh, I think I'm going crazy too. I was just tearing my gut out when Seon's quiet voice tapped in my ears. Bastards are not just the children of some Nobi family. They are daughters of Yongban of the house. Even so, if those Yongbans didn't even use them as their Nobi in their house, just sold them away, you can see what's going to happen to them if they go back. If they go back, they're going to be beaten to death. Oh. I mean, I was all for you setting them free before, but yeah, that's a good idea. But that's the law. Hisu! Come on! I mentioned the law on purpose and tried reading her face. Seon always sticks to the law. Even if the law is bad or even if the execution of the law is not right, she never doubted and just followed the law. Because that's what the Damo of Pocheon does. But Seon just bit her lips for a while and didn't talk back about the law. All the Yongbans already got beaten with a stick for doing illegal Nobi transactions. They also repaid the money they got when they sold their bastard daughters. They must be so angry by now. After they go through all the trouble, they get their bastard daughters they never wanted. Where do you think they will direct their anger? To those bastard daughters who returned. Every year, right after we cracked down on the illegal Nobi transaction, some new burial mounds were made without any mark on the mountain. Those kids, they really get beaten to death. Seon started looking around after finishing the sentence. So, you already took them away? Yes. And you came to me alone in the middle of the night? Yes. Gosh, I don't know what to do. What if they suspect you at the Pocheon? They'll suspect you if you're out this late at night alone. That's not a problem at all. I keep the anniversary of my mom's death every year. Luckily, it's around the same time, so I took off a few days for that excuse. I wanted to take care of it properly. And lying? I've been known her for 5 years, and she's the type of person who would rather not say anything than lie. We've known each other for 5 years, and nothing has happened between us? What the heck? How? Okay. And then Seon put her hands behind her back and took some bundle out. I guess she was hiding it all along. She showed me shyly and then put it behind her again. Wait, then what about your mom's anniversary? You have to visit her grave. I don't have to go. You said you go there every year. You can't miss. I'm really fine. I actually don't remember her face well. Superintendent Shang just told me the anniversary one day and told me to go visit her, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. I happen to have nothing to do around that time, but I would have skipped it if I had other things to do. I couldn't think of any more excuses to stop her. If I was going to do this for some stranger, I would get like 20 nyang. No, I would actually get like a year's worth of food. But I mean, how much a dama from Pocheon can pay me, and even if I get the money, How would I take all these little girls out of Hanyang? So, where are they now? I gave a sigh and got up after a while, and Seon got up as well with a brighter face. I hid them in the empty house where I found a while ago chasing opium dealers. They must have been scared a lot and hungry by now on the mountain. Is it not far? Yes, it's close. What is this? What were you thinking? I knew it's always the quiet ones. Hey! So, are you helping me? Then I caught her eyes. No matter how angrily I look at her, Seong was already looking at me with half expecting and half worried eyes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We're gonna have to do something about you thinking I'm a dude eventually. We're gonna have to remedy that at some point. Seong got really thrilled and suddenly grabbed my hands. Then she got surprised herself and let go of my hand, stepping back like my hands were on fire. No, come back! I got so shocked that my heart sank. Got so distracted by Seon's unusual reaction. Oh. I apologize. I'll lead you. Follow me. You could lead me by holding my hand, is the thing. Seon kept bowing apologetically and then walked ahead out of Jung Huso as if she was running away. Oh no, wait, I just realized something. Because of the nature of Seon's character and how, like, the time period is and everything, I think Seon's route is gonna be like, more slow burn than the other routes. Ah! Okay, she's worth it, she's worth it, she's worth it, okay. Contrary to what Seon said, the empty house was really far. We had to hike up the dark mountain road, and we even had circled around the same road several times, since we're only depending on the marks Seon left. But Seon, who's walking ahead with a torch, so nervous and sorry for the situation that I couldn't even complain. Oh, okay. Haven't I seen this path before? Are we there yet? Are you tired? I'm sorry. You keep saying you're sorry. Don't be sorry, just find the house already. Then I could hear a girl crying from the distance. Since then I turned towards the sound. For long I could see a shabby thatched cabin, and Seon rushed toward it and opened the door. Okay. About 7 little kids in the pitch dark room looked at me with surprised eyes. The light from our torch reflected on their little eyes. What happened? When Seon got surprised and asked, a girl with pink clothes hesitated and then answered with a soft voice. You said we're all going to die and we're actually being sold again, and started crying. Seon pointed the torch to the other girl. She looked up at Seon with her puffy eyes from crying a lot and dirty face with traces of tears. Other girls had traces of tears on their faces. I guess they all started crying when one of them started crying. Seon put the torch away and asked, That girl in front of you has a wound on her face which wasn't there before. What happened? I asked you what happened. I hit her. What? She kept crying and saying all that nonsense. I told her to stop crying because Dama was coming back for us, but she didn't stop. One of them was having the hiccups out of fear, one reeked of piss, oh god, and the other one started crying again since the other girl was crying. Oh jeez. Inside that small cabin was a mess. Seon gave a little sigh, then opened the bundle, put out some balls of rice made of steamed rice, some salt, and some bottles of water. And then she closed the door again. That's about right. With a thump, the straws were fluttering everywhere, and I got dumbfounded and stepped back with Seon. They are a mess. Are they going to get scared if you just close the door without any lights? You don't have to worry about that. They were in the box on the wagon when they were sold. They are used to being in the dark. Oh shit. Seon put the torch on the metal support dangling on the wall of the cabin, then looked around. There were trees everywhere and the cabin was hidden in the dark basin, so no one could see the light under the mountain. Seon put some cloth on muddy ground and asked me to sit. She leaned down on the rock full of moss. Do you have any plan? You want me to help you? Well... Oh. Hi! My goodness, you're so pretty. Wait. Please tell me this shot pans out. The light comes from the right side of Seon, so I can only see the dark shape of her face like a shadow. Her eyelashes moved twice. They didn't move from the moment she closed her eyes. She gave a little sigh. Oh, hello. Actually, I don't know what to do at all. I somehow managed to get them here. Now I don't know what to do from now on. That's why I came to you, even though I know that's disgraceful and rude. Nothing's disgraceful or rude as long as you pay well. I mean, you're my client now. I just answered jokingly and then gave a sigh as well. I didn't know what to do either. The trees were everywhere, so I couldn't see anything under the mountain slope. Only the cold wind kept blowing. Then suddenly, I came up with the idea. Right, that's it. I can send them there. Huh? Sending them? We should have them get on the boat. We might be able to get on the boat that goes to an island from Incheon. Anyone can live comfortably on Bolemudo even if they are Nobi or Butcher. I didn't know there's a place like that. But how can these little girls live on their own on the island with no relatives? I know a couple on that island. I helped them escape to that island for some reason. If the girls tell them I sent them, the couple will find a way to help them. Seon didn't answer for a real while. Then she asked with a careful voice. You mean the couple Inspector Park mentioned earlier? Yeah. I didn't admit or deny it, but just inhaled quietly. Taking that couple away from Uppo Cheong was one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life. Why did I care that they got falsely accused when I didn't even know them? I was young and full of spirit, so I put my nose into their business, risking my life. After that, I promised myself that I will never, ever do such a dangerous thing, but... I took a glance at Seon, then pretended that I didn't know about it. This is so cute. Oh my god. Well, I don't know. Whoever they are, if you help them, you would know better. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Then the torchlight went out suddenly. I brought a couple more temporary torches that I tied firmly with straws with me, but I didn't want to light the fire alone when the kids were in the dark. I couldn't see well for a while, but somehow Seon was familiar to the darkness and started taking off the torch, walking the muddy ground where there's not even a road. Anyway, we're gonna have to get a boat right away. Mapoport. Okay, Mapoport, a bustling inland port on the outskirts of Hanyang. A wide shopping district has been formed around Mapoport. Seafood and salt were their main products. Okay. To move all these kids, it's going to be really hectic tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. As soon as the sun rises, we should go to the Mapoport, and before that, I have to go back to the tavern and tell them I won't be home for a few days. Gosh, what should I tell Woo-sung and Juhi? Right. Are you okay to stay here tonight? Thank you for asking me so early. I've fallen asleep at Jeonghuso and haven't come home a couple of times before. At first, Woo-sung got worried every time and came running to get me, but since it happens quite often, now he's more relaxed about it. I had to correct the ledger today, so I have plenty of excuses. But I didn't know how Juhi might react. If I tell her the truth tomorrow morning, she'll want to come with me. Why don't you tell her I asked you a favor? No, she'll come even more if she knows I'm doing your favor. Huh? She finds you attractive, obviously, and so do I. Seon got surprised and looked at me and then smiled awkwardly. As I got used to the darkness, I could see Seon's face again a little. Well, Lady Juhi has always been nice to me. Yeah, there's a reason for that. I didn't know you knew. Did you know that? How couldn't I? She's always been like this since we first met. When was the first time Seon and Juhi met? Was it when we went to Yongju residence? Juhi sat across her in the beginning and asked her a lot of questions. And later she even went out of the guest room with Damo. I remember she told me that she'll take all the responsibility, and I should go with her. I was flustered at first, but I knew it was out of goodwill, so I followed her. But I got scolded a lot when I got back to Pocheong. Huh. Seon shook her head. But she didn't seem to be upset. I thought she's always under the weather, but today I felt a lot different feelings from her. It was interesting. So I stared at Seon's face for a while. And I caught Seon's eyes. She took a glance at me and then straightened her back up. Why are you looking at me like that? I don't know. No, your face is... Huh? No, I should just tell Juhi in the morning. Way to change... That is the sloppiest subject change I've ever seen. Good job, me. I think it's better to find some kid and pay them to go tell her. Yeah, because we know Juhi's never gonna let us hear the end of it. Oh my god. Yes, whatever's best for you. Then Seong looked at me with a much relieved face. I wasn't sure if it really was a relieved face or not, but I could feel that her eyes got much softer than usual. What? Wait, where'd you go? What? Oh, title card. God freaking, hey, come back. Well, all right. Oh, where are we? Okay. Oh, we must be by the port. All right. Okay, say it again. What should you tell her as soon as you get into the tavern? I'm quoting the detective, sir. I got some urgent and secret requests, so I won't be there for a few days. Don't worry about me or don't try to find me. Don't go to Jonghuso, and if you do, persuade the client to come back in a few days. Don't do anything without me. Also, provide this kid with a nice warm meal. I didn't say the last sentence. Oh, the kid's got... Get smart, all right. What? When did I say I'll provide you a nice warm meal? How disgraceful. The kid just looked around as if he's reading the mood. For the errand boy to give a message to the tavern, I found this beggar kid at the port. All right, are you sure that you can tell them exactly what I said? Huh, sure, of course. Good, then go tell them what you just said. You can add the last sentence about your meal, I guess. Yes, sir. Bye. As I gave him a couple of coins and tapped his back, that dirty errand boy started running through the crowd. When I looked up, I could feel the wind full of the fishy smell of water. Gross. I don't like the smell of fish. It is Mapo Port, finally. Mapo Port was so crowded with all of the merchants and people just like Anjong Street. You had to walk around Mapo Port to get a boat, because only merchants here or the sailors who sail the boats for the river merchants know the deals about when the supply boats come for Songdons or when the boat departs. To be honest, I don't really like Mapo Port because I had a bad memory of being chased by the gangs for some reason. I should just quietly get the boat and go back. I was too scared to walk around the northern area when there are lots of gangs for too long. But I had to come here to get the boat eventually. Oh, hi. I'll just keep my head down and follow you. Seon quietly told me and hid behind me. Are I shorter than you? But Seon still stood out since her skin was so pale and her arms and legs for so long. Yeah, she's taller than me. You're hiding behind me. I'm not in the position to walk around this area long enough either. We better get the boat as soon as possible and leave this area. We should do our best if we're going to do this. Okay, I got it. Of course it's not going to be easy to get the boat in this weather. It's getting warmer, so there won't be any fish carrier anymore, and no big boat will depart soon. Also, with 10 guests, including kids, no matter how much I have, it won't be enough. It's even harder to get a proper boat. Wait, so it's me, Seon, 7 kids, that's 9. Are you counting the person steering? Okay, so from now on, it's all about bargaining. All right, be prepared. You should imagine yourself as the worst scoundrel ever when you walk. Huh? A scoundrel? I mean, you shouldn't look too naive. Everyone here is sly. Seon got flustered and looked at me, then nodded with a determined face. Then she started observing some people around them. She lifted her perfectly posed hands and folded them behind her back. Then she slowly walked splay-footed and turned around as if she's asking for permission. Are you just penguining around? I mean, your color scheme is black and white. Oh no. Do I look sly? No, you look like a fucking penguin. My gosh. My gosh. I mean, how are you so bad at acting? Gosh, you're worse than Woo-sung. Seon got back to her normal posture and then looked at me with cold eyes. She looked even more stiff and serious than before. I'll walk ahead. Seon started walking ahead with that stained red with her straight posture. Oh god, I love her. Getting a boat that fits their condition was even harder than they expected. They asked everyone they run into if they have a boat, if they know any boat that departs soon, but they all shook their head. Ooh, pretty. Huh? No. Songdon's not moving at this time. There's no fish carrier either. We don't have any boat now. Then what's that? Well, I have a boat, but I can't take 10 people, including kids. We don't mind a much older and slower fucking boat. Come on. After walking for half of the day, we finally found a small boat with some decomposed fish nets on it. I wasn't sure if this boat can cross the ocean, so I looked at the sailor's face again. But he was so confident regardless of my face. Huh, I even went to Queen with this boat. I went there with 50 other people with 5 of these kinds of boats. Seon got on the boat first and started tapping here and there with her fist. Then the sailor continued with a brisk and bright voice. I mean, 3 out of 5 boats got flipped and 30 people became fish food though. But I sold the stuff I got from there at a really good price. Fish food? Going to an island is not a big deal as long as we get lucky and not flipped over. I mean, our lives are up to the heaven anyway. Forget it. I'm not getting on this boat. Huh? Gosh, do you think you can find a better boat in this season? We're not gonna have a choice, are we? The second boat we found was the boat that used to carry salted seafood. It was much bigger than the first one and the floor was wide and solid. But the fishy smell from salted seafood was so pervasive that my hands smelled so bad, even just by touching the rail a little. Ugh. Plus, there were only partitions for salted seafood. There was nowhere to sit for people. This boat was for the product, not for people. We can't get on this boat. But when I was about to turn back, Seon already pulled the boat over and tried her best to get the boat on her own. As I was watching her, she finally squished herself into a corner that was meant for salted seafood. Seon folded her long and skinny arms and legs somehow and looked up at me. I think I can sit here. You might have to sit like this for half a day. Are you going to be fine with that? Seon debated a little with a very serious face, and then nodded solemnly like she just made a big decision. Yes. No, forget it. Well, I can't. I'm shorter. It's probably not as cramped, but okay. Yeah, fish smell is bad. The third boat was a sailboat with a black sail. Ooh, edgy boat. It seems that the size of the boat was appropriate and there were plenty of seats for people to sit. But then the side of the boat has broken, so the ship can't be sailed anymore. Can we fix it? He said if he gets caught sailing this boat, he would get in big trouble. However, if we pay enough, he's willing to sail it. Oh, don't make me pick. Even with this kind of boat, I can't sail it unless you pay the full price, including the time of my service fee. I'm taking the same risk with you guys. That's my only condition. Then how about I give you some larger service fee later and less of a travel fee in advance for now? That doesn't make even then. You weren't going to make this money anyway. Why don't you give me a little discount, huh? Captain the boat was about to agree with me if I persuade him a little more. Even though it's expensive, I feel relieved that he got the boat anyway. Then I could hear Seon giving a sigh from the back. Babe? Then she talked to me quietly. A sailboat with a black sail means that the boat was used as a tax grain carrier. Now it's about to get dismantled since it's too broken. It's illegal to sail on this boat. Well, for me, it's better than a boat that has a 3 in 5 chance of getting flipped or that smelly salted seafood boat. I agree, but... Seon looked at me with an anxious face and then looked down. Seon kept looking at the bottom of the river, debating. She already broke the law by taking these bastard girls away. I guess she's debating again with this boat. I know what you're thinking, but it's not too late to debate after seeing the boat first. Okay. Then the captain who was peeking us pulled out a piece of paper for the contract and opened the door for us to see the boat first. I guess that he's confident in the boat's appearance and his sailing skill. The boat is over there if you go around the circle. Let's look at it yourself and then decide. Sure you're gonna like it. Is that so? High officials are just sitting behind the desk. What do they know? The standard for the boat was made 200 years ago, so there's some problems with that. The most important thing is how twisted the woods are in the boat, but that's just not suitable for the boats these days. That's not a problem at all. You can cross the ocean with that. As the captain persuaded me confidently and took a turn, it was not the fine sailboat with black sail before our eyes. It was a giant burning boat and its sail was sinking to the ocean. What is happening here? Captain screamed and the crew came running and started complaining. That boat was fine a minute ago, but then some crazy lunatics came and set the boat on fire. No. The wind blew towards us and carried the ashes from the burning boat to us. Ew. How can I beat this unlucky? My gosh. I was left dumbfounded and just kept staring at the boat. I was the one sign away to get on that boat. When I turned around, shaking off the ashes, Seon looked slightly relieved. Okay, fair. I guess we will have to find another boat then. Her voice was calm. I wonder why. She gave a sigh looking at the boat sinking down, but she didn't linger too much and started walking away. Then a couple guys came running from the distance and called the captain. The one who just set the boat on fire is coming this way. What? All right, what kind of lunatic? What kind of freaking bastard set my boat on fire? I'll kick that ass. Actually, not just a bastard, but bastards. Oh, of course, plural. Not just a couple of them, but... What? Wait, huh? Then a group of bulky guys came running towards here like an army corps from the corner. Endless lines of studs with fine clothes and clubs or ropes on their hands kept pouring out. That was so overwhelming that neither Captain, I, nor Seon could say a word. The studs lined up in double file, and someone walked out through it briskly. thought I was never gonna see her again. No! No! Oh god. I do not want to get into this right now, so we're gonna leave that to the next episode. Seon's route is off to a great start. Thank you so much for whoever has to be watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. Please subscribe. See what happens next with Oh god. What are you doing here? And until next time, bye. I'm so fucked.